Bytesized.
Welcome to Gaikoku Gamers. I'm Darryl Benson, and okay, so one of the big things I want to talk about right now is the fact that we have reached and surpassed 5,000 views, so thank you. And with that, me and Mike have decided that this format is just not good enough, and we're literally sinking in a lot of money. Both me and Mike are very good photographers and very good editors, and we've been kind of doing everything on the cheap. When we first moved our podcast essentially to YouTube, but not anymore. We might have our audio equipment from the podcast, but it's time to get some video equipment that actually matches the quality that we actually want to have presented to you guys. So what we're going to end up doing, well, what we've actually already done, we're just trying to set it up, is to go ahead and have professional cameras, professional editing, professional lighting, and microphones and the whole 9 yards. So the production qualities are going to look significantly better. And on top of that, since, at least for me, I live in the great state of Arizona here, I'm going to be doing a lot of outside stuff. So look forward to that. Don't worry about wind noise and all that. It should be fine because the equipment that we're using shouldn't cause us any issues, and you're going to be able to see different locations throughout Arizona. So that'll be kind of fun while you get to hear about video game news, so that'll be cool. It's a huge undertaking and frankly a huge risk on our part, but you know, if there's anything that me and Mike like talking about, it's video games, and this is pretty much our life. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm surrounded by them right now, if you could only see behind me. And the other thing, which is very exciting, I think, is that we will now have the ability to record any video game system. And this will all be HD, and it'll be combined with our production of ourselves, so every once in a while we have something important to say, we'll shoot to ourselves. And if anyone has any suggestions as to what games you want us to review first, particularly classic games, because that's what we're going to be kind of focusing on, just let us know. If not, we're going to get started anyway. So our equipment has come in, and we're just kind of getting everything set up. We're trying to get everything set up in Premiere and get everything set up with our testing and everything, so that when the first video comes out, it's going to look a-okay. So with that out of the way, what I want to talk about first was Dragon Ball games. Okay, so there's a new Dragon Ball game. It's called Xenoverse, and apparently it's getting a 2-week delay in places like New Zealand and Australia and the like. And IGN posted this news as if it was like horribly detrimental. And what I think is kind of ironic is that, frankly, Dragon Ball games are kind of common, and they all kind of play very similar. So basically, the first reaction that you have is, oh no, what else am I going to play that gives me the same experience? Oh wait. And frankly, I just kind of got burnt out by them, and I think this actually happened during like the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era, when we had all the Budokai games. They released those things so often and so fast, and it really hasn't slowed down. And I mean, there are slight variations to the games, of course, that have come out since, but it's generally the same idea. It's a fighter that works in 3D space, and has basic controls that make you do things that kind of look like the series does, with the punches going a mile a minute. And that's all great and well and dandy, but it'd be kind of nice to see Dragon Ball enter a different type of genre, particularly maybe an RPG or something like that. Now, granted, they could make it exactly like the cartoon, because if it was, it would just be two people looking pissed, staring at each other for 30 minutes, not doing anything. But it would be kind of cool to walk around the world of Dragon Ball instead of constantly just fighting. And I understand that's kind of like the high point of the series is the fights, but at the same time, you know, it's getting to the point where it's kind of like we've been there, done that, and I don't really feel like there's anything new. So I can't really say I'm ever really looking forward to these games. And on top of that, the art style doesn't seem to really change with any of these games. In fact, I thought it was kind of funny within the trailer of Xenoverse, they show one character and his hands kind of go close to the screen, and you can see like the low like JPEG low resolution bumpiness of the black lines that were drawn on his hands for his knuckles, and it's like, oh, alright, that kind of expected more out of a game that, you know, was released in 2015, but that's cool. And I don't know, man, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, back in the day of, you know, PlayStation, when a Dragon Ball game came out, that was big news. You know, same with the Super Nintendo days. When something came out, I mean, I still remember all my friends were like drooling over Dragon Ball GT. I mean, it played like ass, but we didn't really care because there was nothing else like it. There were no other games that allowed you to be your favorite characters, albeit with different voices, because that was before the English version of GT came out to the States, so like no one sounded like themselves. But you know, what was I going to say here? Oh, you know, but seriously, it's just like, you know, we were excited about those type of games, and that magic is gone. And I think what Star Wars games are doing right are what Dragon Ball games are doing wrong. You know, Star Wars games are another genre, or another type of game that like seems to pop up all the time, except they explore different genres. So, you know, you might have a game like Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, which is a completely different type of game than Rogue Squadron, which is a completely different type of game than, you know, Jedi Outcast, which is a completely different type of game than Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which is a completely different type of game, etc., etc., etc. And there's even more different types. There's an RTS, etc. So I like that. Whether or not the Star Wars games are always good is irrelevant. They at least try to put it in different types of environments, and not always the same type of game. And I feel like Dragon Ball has kind of run into that rut. And on top of that, we haven't gotten a lot of Star Wars games recently. And I kind of feel like Bandai Namco really needs to understand that while collecting money from these games is great, you might be able to collect more if you don't release them so often, because people will want them more. The demand for a Dragon Ball game will go up if it hasn't only been 6 months since the last one, which I believe is about how long it's been since the one that came out on the 360, which I don't remember what the fuck it was called because there's so many. And it's kind of like, you know, how are you supposed to get excited about it? That trailer looks no different than the last one, and the one before that, and the one before that. So let us know what your thoughts are. Please, again, let us know what video games, classic video games, I reiterate, basically N64, PlayStation, or older, or Xbox, I guess, or older, that you would like us to review, and we will see what we can do for you. Either way, by the next time that you see me, I probably won't have the game review up. It'll probably just be the nicer quality. So the next time that you see me in my reviews, everything is going to be completely different. I won't be recording on this Microsoft Surface Pro 3, and gone will be the producer mic from the Podcast Times, and we'll see what you think. And either way, I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So please comment, rate, and subscribe. We really appreciate everything that you have done for us, and we hope to do more for you in the future. Until then, it's been another Bite-Sized episode. I'm Darryl Benson. We'll see you next time.
Gaikoku Gamers.
Bite-Sized.